It's the closest to Valentine's Day the shipping will get. Now, I know there's something to be said about the commodification of a holiday focused on love, but that's also Christmas and probably other holidays as well, right? To be honest, today I've got a story that sticks in my head still, and it's a little silly, but it was such a small experience, and it sticks with me, and I'd like to think everything can teach you something, so I've sort of walked my brain back on this, and let me tell it to you. Now, I know I just set it up as Valentine's Day, but this story takes place closer to the holiday season of December. See, I was getting presents at a Barnes & Noble, because books as Christmas presents can be perfect if you know the person well, in my opinion. So I was probably getting like 10 presents in one evening, and yes, it was expensive, and these ranged from history books to self-help to classics and more. To be honest, I was mainly just asking people what books they had, and was asking friends of friends and family of family to get accurate information about what different people would want. Now, I was wrapping up my book shopping, and I remember I was looking for one more book. I'd asked a friend if they had the book I was planning on getting them, but I hadn't quite gotten a response yet. So I went looking for that book, just in case worse comes to worse. Now, this was a thriller book, so it was in the spooky books section, and I started walking over in that direction, but as I did, there was somebody there. To be honest, I think they were in my way, but I waited, and I couldn't see their face or anything, but something about them was so interesting. I don't know what it was about this person, but I just wanted to tell him, hey, your vibes are chill and you seem cool, right? Like, that's a normal thing to say to someone, but I just kept standing there, and I didn't want to interrupt someone while they were doing something, and I didn't want to make them uncomfortable or anything, so I kind of just looked over their shoulder, and I don't know if they noticed me, and to be honest, I don't know if I prefer they did or didn't, but I kind of just saw the book was there and was waiting to grab it. I could have just said, hey, could I scoot by ya, or something to that effect as well, but I didn't know if I needed that book. And sure enough, I got a text from my friend who said they already had that book. So I scooted slightly towards the left of the person, who I thought was super cool. I got something slightly to the left of the person, and then they left towards the checkout, and, well, since I was finished shopping now, I did too. I began to overthink it a little. I think. Now they're going to think I was following them, and it got worse, because after I checked out, I started walking back to my vehicle, which the person was also walking in the direction toward. They were parked right next to me, and because I didn't want to make this stranger uncomfortable, I quickly got in my car, I drove off, and never saw them again. The end. No, really, that's it. That's all that happened. And this was forever ago. Yet, it still sticks in my mind, and I don't know why. Maybe it was because I felt like those dudes in those memes where they fall in love with a stranger and they say they'll never talk to them. I always found those kind of funny, because it's like, oh, it's not that difficult to just talk to someone, and maybe it was different for me because, like, this wasn't a party or anything. This was just a bookstore where people were doing their shopping. And if anything, I had fallen for a hypothetical idea of a person that I haven't even heard speak before. But then I thought, what if I had just told them they were cool? Because I did think so. I mean, just based on vibes alone. I don't know about you, but when a stranger says something kind and earnest, I don't forget about them, and maybe I could have made someone's day a little better, but maybe it would have made it worse. It's been on my mind, and I still think about it. I don't necessarily regret any of my actions. Just like everyone else, I was doing Christmas shopping, and I got what I needed to do done. But I think the choice of doing nothing was something. And while the choice of doing nothing is safe and generally provides a okay, so-so outlook, I think doing something, well, at the bare minimum, it probably leads to better stories, huh?